Okay. Matt and I need your advice. Also, I'm like, do I have anything in my teeth? We're still going through this disaster with this house and with this pool. The pool is still not fully finished. The pavers are, what are they? They're broken, cracked. They were supposed to come and replace them. There's divots, so like water's pooling in certain areas. And these are all like the pool's making what, like a suction-y, weird bubbling noise. They're supposed to, what is it called? Epoxy. Anyway, they will no longer answer the phone. No call, no text, no nothing. Have you emailed? Yeah, right? Yeah. Everything. No one's answering the phone. Half the company already left the company. And it's the same pool company that I shit talked, who literally posted an entire apology video that they then deleted, but they're dumb because, you know, screen recordings and screenshots last forever. But that's like minuscule compared to like the disaster of this house. It's just so incredibly frustrating. We haven't even reached out to the builder because obviously we're in talks with a lawyer and sending paperwork and yada yada, which, you know, takes quite a bit of time. We're, you know, crossing our T's, dotting our I's, getting all of our documentations and pictures and proof and yada yada, and then we'll send it over. But Matt and I are discussing like the resolution, and we discussed it with the attorney, and he wants us to obviously do the quote unquote right thing and give the builder 30 days to respond and fix the issues in the house. Our problem is that the issues in the house are beyond, well beyond 30 days of fixing. So I got up to give examples because beyond the cabinets being 3 different colors, which you can see 1, 2, 3, our cabinets literally are just, they're broken. They're not functioning properly. I mean, like you can see this is not, and it didn't matter how many times he tried to sew it. We're missing trim kits around our appliances. None of the drawers shut. So this you have to like forcefully close, and even then it kind of pops out. This one is the worst offender, and it's frustrating because that one doesn't stay shut. This one doesn't stay shut. Any of basically the pull drawers on any of our cabinets do not properly close. Like, yeah, look, hold on. Matt has this one. You can kind of see it right here from that angle. Go ahead. All of our cabinets that close, you basically have to like force close it. With that being said, they came and brought someone to fix it. Even that person said there's nothing more I can do. So, I mean, like, look, the cabinet up here, like literally that's still green tape from our thing. It's literally like coming apart. This part under here, I can literally push. Look, ready? So our concern, I mean, look, the paint is literally chipping off. This one's the worst. Look at this. Chipping off all of the cabinets. All of the cabinets are separating. We still have holes underneath all of our cabinets from when they put in the wrong electrical things. Anyway, there's just no possible way that these cabinets can be salvaged. Now, a lot of you are going to gawk your eyes, and that's fine. You're allowed to do that. But I would like to remind you, I sold my car to be able to afford this. These countertops here were, what, $30,000. Mm-hmm. It's for, you know, the island, which, by the way, is what, 11 by 7. We've got all along there and all back there. It was worth it. It was something I wanted. That's fine. However, if these cabinets are not salvageable, my concern is we're going to have to remove cabinets, right? Remove countertops too. And then, like, what's going to happen to my countertops? Are they going to get damaged? It was expensive. What is going to happen to all of these appliances? Because the appliances were also what? $60,000. Again, sold my truck for that shit. I literally sold my vehicle to have the things that I wanted in my dream kitchen. So, like, how do we know that the repairs that need to be made to make this house what it needs to be?
What it should be.
What it should be, what we paid for, right? Will ever survive? Like, are my countertops going to survive? Are my, appliances not going to get dinged, damaged? I mean, like, there's small shit, obviously, that still needs to be done. Like, up there, we still have no glass. There is still no glass in those cabinets. Still. I mean, y'all have been watching this shit. You have been asking about the glass. There's still no glass. Our windows, I can't tell if they're just tight or if they're sketchy because the top opens, right? The top goes down, the bottom goes up. But when you push the bottom down, the top also goes down with it now. And putting it back up is close to impossible. And trying to lock it at the same, it's close to impossible. So can we talk about two things? One, this is around one of our lights. In what fucking world do you think that is properly finished? Well, the other day I was walking by my doors and the floor.
Start over there.
Ready? Well, first of all, this is just a normal gap here. Like my pinky toe, look, my finger literally fits underneath it. But then when you press it, you hear it? Listen. Look at the floor. And it does it for all of the doors. They never like put whatever they need to put to support underneath the floor.
This is the worst one.
This is the worst one. I can fit my whole big toe at some point under here. Look. Look.
Half an inch of movement.
The whole thing. And those are just like, again.
That's like tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg, okay? Of what's happening in this house right now. And these are all things obviously we have mentioned, but we were talking. We have all of this furniture. Again, sold my truck to be able to afford this stuff. It's Restoration Hardware. You guys know it's not cheap stuff. So having people come in here and out of here and treating this like a construction zone for God knows how long is just not feasible for us. We have 2 kids who homeschool in this home. I have a full running business that I have to be on live in this home. Having people come, I have expensive things in this home. And granted, it's like Fort Knox. I mean, as you guys I'm sure have seen, we quite literally have cameras at every angle that are recorded. They're all recorded and they're all live. So like, but still, I don't want to, I still just, I'm not comfortable with having people come in and out of my home. We're risking our wellness. What if they're coming in sick, right? We're risking our furniture. We're risking our belongings. We are using our time to have to babysit them while we're here. Like Matt just said, we travel. And what? Or is he going to use it as an excuse? I want to come at 7:30. I'm sorry. I work until fucking 2 or 3 a.m. I am not getting up at 7:30 to make your life easier. So you're going to need to come when I'm good and fucking ready, 9 a.m. You know, which is still early for me because if you're working until 2, 3 a.m., you're not going to bed until like 4.
I'm going.
But again, that is here's Grayson yelling, I'm going poop running down the stairs. But we're just worried, I guess, because the lawyer wants to allow him the opportunity. And we're just like, but do we? Because it's like, 1, I don't even want you or any of your employees anywhere near my house. 2, I don't want to have to babysit you. 3, I don't want any randos in this house at all, period. 4, I do not want to be living in a construction zone and I shouldn't be. 5, I'm concerned about all of my things that are here that you have to rip out to then put back in and pray it's not wrong. It's just, there's a laundry list of things that we worry about and we're like, we don't know what the right thing is. So if anybody has any suggestion or has dealt with this, please send it our way because we are just genuinely confused, concerned. And like I said, the frustrated, and the things that we mentioned are only the tip of the iceberg. There are so many things in this house that are unfinished and still need to be finished. But again, it puts other things that are in the house now at risk. Yeah. So Matt just brought up another one, like the boys' bathroom vanity. It is
gorgeous countertop.
Quite literally collapsing. It has been since before we got CO on the house. It's collapsing. He caulked it and it was him, the builder himself, because he told us it was him. And he caulked it like literally Grayson could have done a better job. Yes. I'll have to go upstairs to show you guys because it is embarrassing. And we have that was an expensive ass countertop.
$3,000
$3,000 like
vanity
top.
if you will, yeah.
And we had that vanity built, which for the record, they had to build 3 times because it was the improper color. And also one of the front cabinets, all the grains going one way and one is going the opposite way, which they were supposed to replace and never did. But it's quite literally collapsing. How do I know that when they take that vanity top off, it's not going to ruin the vanity top? We have had to replace every single interior door in this house already. We've lived here for 7 months and not even really, right? We were just gone for 5 weeks. We were gone for 5 weeks in April, and we were gone for another like 5 weeks, I think it was 4 weeks, like December to January when we were traveling for Christmas. So we've lived in this house maybe 4 months, maybe, not me, but like, there is no way that we could have messed up the house this much. I mean, besides the fact that we have proof, obviously things are going to happen. Caulk is going to separate, things like that are normal for house settling. But like, these are things that were just never finished. Never. And the fact that we even have to pay for a lawyer is incredibly frustrating. Like, it is so insane to me. I have given you all the opportunities to make this right. I haven't blasted your name out there. I have literally given you every opportunity, and the builder still completely disregards everything. We have other owners in this neighborhood who are building with him and calling us daily saying how much he's fucking their project up. Again, not small things. He painted a whole house the wrong color, the outside of the house.
Yep, the whole house. We saw that on a golf cart ride.
The whole house.
It was gray and it was supposed to be white.
It's supposed to be white like ours, and it was like a gray white.
A gray.
And the back was a different color than the front. So it's just like, obviously, you're the problem. And again, if these were smaller things that like I could just fix, like he didn't install half of the handles in this house. Like for instance, those handles over there, right there, were not installed by him. They were installed by Matt. That's why there's green tape. There's green tape because that was something he was supposed to do. There's also green tape because there's dents in the top from when his contractors dropped shit on the top of our wooden benches and fucked them up. They also don't shut properly, yes. Those cabinets also don't shut properly. But like I said, the things that we're like pissed about aren't things that are like minuscule, like, okay, it comes with time, with settling of a house. We know that. We've lived in 5 different houses the past, 4 years. These are legitimate build concerns that should have been addressed a long time ago. And just to put the facts out there really quickly, our bank did not pay them the full amount of the loan. They didn't pay them the final payment. Right, Matt? Is that what it is? And the reason being is because their inspector had come here upon CO day. And if you're not familiar with how it works, when you get a construction loan, you don't necessarily have a closing because you already closed on your loan. So they take increments of said loan when they finish things on the house. And at the end, an inspector comes and says, okay, 2 inspectors come, the bank inspector and like the township inspector. The township inspector can say, great, everything's running in the house that needs to be ran. This house can be occupied. But there's a completely separate inspector for the bank that tells us how much of the house is actually finished for what he should be pulling from the amount of our mortgage. So it's more of like an appraisal inspection of value. And our bank has been with us every step of the way. We have showed them everything in this house. So when our builder demands to be paid final payment, that's why he's not finishing things. Our bank is like, no. The house is exactly the same as it was when our inspector came in December. And we are not going to have to pay. We're not going to force people to pay for an inspector to come to see the exact same shit they saw 7 months ago. So he's going to say we owe him money. One, the bank absolutely does, but they're not required to pay it because the house is not finished. Okay. Two, we absolutely do owe him money for things that were performed. And we admitted it via email and told him we were more than happy to send him a check immediately. However, a lot of the things on his list that he says we owe him are not things that we owe him. He's taking, fees that his contractors accumulated, like fine fees via, because we live in an HOA, and saying that they're from the pool company and that we need to pay them. Yet in our portal, it literally says it's his roofing company or his tile company or whatever. And he's trying to, so his invoice, half of it is facts. We have to pay for the gas lines. We ran extra gas lines, right? We have to pay for certain upgrades that we actually do have. And we said out of the whole list, I think it was like a $16,000 to $20,000 list. We only owed like $65,000 to $7,000 of that list, which we said we were happy to pay. And like Matt just said, as a matter of fact, we actually paid for most of it. We literally wrote him a check the first time he addressed it for like how much? $23,000. Out of $39,000. And I would like to also reiterate the fact that I have no countertops outside because I already paid him for that. And he's refusing to pay to get those countertops. And he already has our money. Cashed that fucking check a year ago.
Yeah, July 22nd.
July 22nd of 2022. He cashed that check for all of my countertops, and I only got the indoor ones. And he's now refusing to pay for the outdoor ones. We have an invoice for everything. But anyway, at the end of the email where we said we were happy to pay, we prefaced it and said, however, we feel that it should be a wash because we paid $8,000 for landscaping out of our own pockets. We paid for it. And that's something that is built into our contract that our mortgage payment covered. So like if we still owe him $6,500, $7,000, and I already paid $8,000 and I write you a check for your, let's say $7,000. I write you a check for your $7,000. You now need to write me a check for the $8,000 that I paid for landscaping. Plus the $7,000 for the countertops that we paid you that you didn't purchase. So we were like, just call it a wash, get our countertops, fix our shit, and call it a damn day, and we can all move on with our lives. And he's just not a decent enough human to do that. Can we also discuss the fact that we have dead fucking grass? And no, it's not a lack of us watering, fertilizing. We have literal payment proof that we've had a fucking landscaper here every week trying to take care and rehab this grass. It is dead grass. We were deliberate dormant, and they told us it was dormant for the winter and blah, blah, blah. And it was fucking dead. And I said it. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to show y'all said dead grass. Because we thought, maybe it's just weeds. No. Now that it's July, it is straight up dead. We water it. We fertilized it. I mean, like we've done look at that. That's dead. That's dead. It's not even coming back. The only thing that's coming in are weeds. And we have literally had 2 different landscaping companies come. And it's funny because all of our plants are thriving. So if we weren't taking care of our yard, none of our plants would be thriving.
Can we also talk about when it rains?
Oh, yeah. Let's see when it rains. The entire yard floods because it was not graded properly. You want to know what else floods? Our entire front yard, the
French drain.
The driveway, the entire driveway sidewalk completely floods. So this is literally from June 22nd of this year. Do you see this? This was just a random day of rain, and we were like, we came home from grocery shopping, we were like, what the fuck?
Spewing out water.
That drain is spewing water. Which, by the way, the French drains, I never believed that they were done properly. They were a complete afterthought. And as a matter of fact, the French drain that is going through our porch over here was actually done by the lousy pool company because our builder didn't do it and they needed to put the pavers down. So that is probably also not done properly, other than the fact that that is completely disconnected. It's just the whole thing is absolutely absurd. Look, There is literally no countertop. We can't even use the grills. No countertop. There's no countertop on our fire pit because they also haven't provided that. When I talk about the pool company's issues, right here, this is slanting this way, where this is slanting this way, and this entire chunk fills with water when it rains. You can see it literally just from standing here, the slant. It's supposed to be slanting down so it goes down the stairs, not in. The pool cover drain, this thing, not the right color, not even what we wanted, and they just threw it in there.
It's two-tone.
Oh yeah, and it's two-tone, look. Half of it's white and half of it is gray. That's the lovely pool company who refuses to answer. But like, you know, all of our other flowers are thriving. Our trees are thriving, everything. It's because we actually water them and take care of our shit. But unfortunately, the grass was dead. So I guess our question to you is, what do we do with this situation? I mean, even the outside of the house needs to be repainted. That was something that was on the list. The whole front porch, I'll show you guys when I go that way, is cracking. The entire front porch is cracking, and he fully admitted that he needed to. What the fuck is that bug? Absolute. Nope. He even admitted that. Fuck that. What the fuck is that thing?
I don't know.
He even admitted that he needed to fix that and epoxy the entire front porch. He fully agreed. Is it done? No. But I mean, we've got lavender. Like, I gotta make my way to the front, but I'm terrified of that giant bug. I want to show you guys the cracking in the front because it's a huge concern. For the record, this is the giant creature. I have no fucking idea what it is, but I'm not interested. Okay, let's all go to the front. Also, I would like to mention that everything that we put in ourselves, like had another contractor do that we hired, is done properly. Okay, Exhibit A. That has been there since we started building, and we brought it up as a concern. He said, no big deal. Here's another one. This one just came out of nowhere. There's more.
Here, look.
Literally, the paint is peeling off of our house. We haven't even been here. Look. In what world is any of this acceptable? Another issue that we had was that you can see there's like chunks of like missing shell on the side, and he was supposed to fix that and did not do that either. Look at the bottom of that concrete. What the fuck? He was supposed to fix all of this, which you could see there's cracks and all sorts of shit. That didn't happen. But again, look, here's our dead grass. It's a cemetery of grass with weeds. However, we've got beautiful hydrangeas, which again is more proof that we are clearly watering and taking care of shit. What is this?
This package that they couldn't bring up to the front door.
What is it though? What did I order?
Deck boxes.
Ooh, deck boxes. But like, this is a new thing that happened. It's falling down. Garage is phenomenal. We paid somebody completely separate to do that. However, you can see it up there. It's literally sagging and falling. Again.
Door, we paid for ourselves.
Exactly.
We had installed ourselves.
Exactly. And then we have, Fort Knox cameras everywhere. But the driveway is quite literally, look, it's still even puddling. It rained last night and there are still puddles because the driveway has been puddling since the beginning of time. Again, more gorgeous flowers. Beautiful, right? Dead grass. It puddles really bad, like right around here. Actually, under the truck, typically. But it's just, our plants are thriving. We bought them, but like we didn't source the grass person, I'm going to take you guys upstairs just to show you some of those things. And then I'm going to actually pin all of these to a highlight. So then that way I have them for my future reference as well. Again, porch swing. Put in by somebody else. Still thriving. It's just like, I'm just so freaking done. I'm so done with all of this because I'm tired of the house just being like not fully finished. Like this door still doesn't have a handle. Let's see, what's in my room? Oh yeah, all of the doors were replaced and the people who came to paint them did a shit job. So here we are. My ceiling still needs to be fixed too. There's a spackle spot on the ceiling because they had to cut a hole in the ceiling because the plumbing. Anyway, still haven't fixed that. Okay, we're in my bathroom.
Let's talk about how they used other doors and flipped them around.
Yeah.
So the inside of a cabinet door should not look like that.
No. So the door is cracking, the paint is cracking, they're still not shutting properly. Also, I'd like to mention that this cabinet company that he had build our cabinets custom, he sued them and then they went out of business. So it's not even like, you know, they can fix anything. It's just like this entire thing. Look at. That was never fixed. Look at the paint. Oh, by the way, this is like the fourth cabinet we got in here as well because they painted it improperly every time. Y'all forgot the giant hole that they cut in the back because they cut incorrectly for the piping. Look at all of the wrong screws.
Our grout color for a second.
Okay, can we talk about the grout color? So as you can see in the tiled drain here, it's like white. And you see everything else around this is not that color.
Brownish gray.
Because it was supposed to be that color, but because it was taking so long and people were walking in and out of here, it literally turned a different color. And we had mentioned that to them. None of these pocket doors even work. Forgot to mention that. None of the doors even work. Quite literally, look. Like in what? Like we literally just bought the house.
Hey Pam, you want to lock the door to go to the bathroom?
Oh yeah, wait, I can't. And then it doesn't even shut. And if you look from in here, it's slanting down. I know, look, the whole door's fucked. And then it just keeps banging the side. And then, look, it doesn't stay shut. So you have to like force it. Another issue I was having with my shower was the drain was getting clogged. The tile-in was not put in properly. There are still cut draws, like you see that? That's a cut mark from when they were supposed to, you know, be mapping this out. And we can't get it off. We've tried dry erase, magic eraser, we've tried soap, we've tried anything and everything possible and it won't come off. And it's not part of, you know, like this one is part of the tile. That's part of the tile. That one is not. I just got dripped on. Why is it dripping?
I don't know.
Also, we made this mirror frame and when they just completely obliterated it. So here we are. But I'll take you guys upstairs so you can see poor MJ and Grayson's room. That's where they cut in the ceiling. Oh yeah, all the screens. We have them, but because Matt went and picked them up and installed every single screen in this house himself. This is one more thing that was never fully finished. Do you see that? Like, that is gross. They're like, look at that. Chipped floor. And they never, look at this. I have one of those downstairs too in the kitchen. And quite literally, there's a hole and you can see the concrete floor. So again, something like that is normal. It's a crack. It needs to be fixed. They never fixed it, but whatevs. My lifestyle room, not supposed to be finished. They finished it by accident, whatever. You know what I mean? Not my fault. But let's go into the kids' bathroom because this was the real disaster. Okay, so the kids have a wet room. Okay? And initially, we weren't going to have a curb here. But he told us it wasn't possible to do this, period. But even more impossible if there was no curb. They had the entire bathroom raised up that high so that when you came in here, there was a step about 2 to 3 inches above. As you can see, the entire room is tile. Should have been regrouted because they had to redo this entire bathroom 3 times but they didn't. So you can see that like some of the sawdust and shit got in the grout because it's all yellow. And then for the places that they actually fixed it, it's not yellow.
What it is over there.
Yeah. But can we also note the fact that in this video, you can see how uneven the tile is? That's sticking out. The one below it is further in. Look at it.
Because remember, they had to redo all that bottom.
They had to redo this whole thing. So can we just talk about that? Like, again, here we are. In order for them to properly fix that, they need to make this entire bathroom a construction zone. You know, we've got our tub, our expensive faucets and whatnot, and they have to make it a construction zone in order to fix it. But here is the real kicker. So here's the countertop. That's toothpaste. This was an expensive countertop. How do I know that when they detach this from this, that it is going to be, that it's not going to be damaged? Now, I'll show you the caulk job.
Not only the caulk job, but if you notice, the wall is completely bowed because it's off the wall over here.
Okay, so like Matt said, the wall's bowed because over here you can see there's a large gap. Zero gap. And then we're back to a small gap. And then here is also bowed because we are slightly off here, completely against here, and I can fit a finger back here. This is his caulk job, by the way, that he was super proud of. Which, look at, he literally smeared it all over. Okay, but that's not even the kicker. The kicker is this, that it is quite literally collapsing in the middle. See it? And then also grain, grain, grain. Like you have got, oh yeah, the drawers don't really work either. They get stuck. Oh yeah, also they had to cut stuff out. So we paid an astronomical amount for shiplap in this whole house. And I already told you amounts, so I'll just tell you this. We paid $50,000 for all of the shiplap, which, okay, we have a lot of shiplap. We know this. But if I'm paying that much for real wood and real shiplap to be actually done, why the hell is it bowing?
Where does it bounce?
Look. Do you see that? Again, we would have to make this room a construction zone. And I can tell you why it's bouncing. The wall behind it is absolutely wet. I've told them that. They left this window open basically the entire time this house was under construction. This whole wall had water damage that they had already previously fixed. But they didn't fix it. This wall also had issues, not with water damage, but they had to cut stuff out to move stuff, and they never properly fixed it. So poor Grayson's room is just a freaking mess. So as you guys know, their rooms are like, I mean, look, moisture issue, which it was like that literally when they painted it. But this room was painted white, which was not correct. It was supposed to be painted this color. And they were pissed that they had to paint it, even though it was their fault. But then they did like a shit quick job. And you know what they didn't paint? Any of the cracks. And you can kind of see in here that some of they came in and hand painted with a tiny like children's brush all of the cracks. Look, this one, not done.
Point out the broken window while you're there.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have a fully fucking broken window that we told them about literally a month into construction. They put the windows in, and a week after they put the window in, they were dragging something up.
They were dragging the shiplap in through here.
And ripped the window, and that whole window cannot be fixed. They need to replace it. He hasn't replaced it. MJ's window is also broken.
Mm-hmm. That massive leaf on the side.
Oh my God, giant lizard. But, hold on, let's make our way to MJ's room, because I'm sure I can find more shit in his room. Dun, 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 dun. All of MJ's closet doors have to be replaced, and the door company came and tried to replace it. And
those two are good.
This is good.
The left ones are good.
Excuse me? Are we looking at the same door? Do we have to get it painted?
Painted.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not. It is not good. It's not closing. Because it's a piece of shit.
Nope.
They did not fix the door. It is not fine.
Nope. Nope.
None of the doors. All of the doors didn't shut properly. These two obviously are not
Right.
the correct doors. They cut them all wrong. So they have to come back to replace the doors, which they said they were doing literally last week and never did. So like that's how it's supposed to shut. See, like,
Bounce off of that.
The magnets.
Yeah.
They don't work.
oh my fucking God. But Matthew also has a
Broken window right here.
broken window. Where is it? No, I think it's the other side. Is it?
Yeah.
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 Okay, hold on. Matthew also has a broken window. Again, that's been broken. We've told him, we've taken pictures and documented. And here we are, still not fixed. This window was also left open pretty frequently, and you can kind of tell, not as bad as Grayson's, but MJ's wall is the same way. Like there's definitely some bubbling on this wall specifically. How, you know, like you can kind of see it right in here. But again, not nearly as severely as Grayson's room. Grayson's was left during like a hurricane, basically. It was terrible. So in here, we have never really gotten any of those resolved. I know, again, they're not really a huge deal, but those literally existed like a long time ago, and we mentioned it. And they haven't, like this. Look at the clump in there. We definitely mentioned that and all of that, and they just haven't done anything about it.
Hello.
Hi. But in here, there's no major issues.
We never got vents.
We didn't get vent covers. There's that. Fort Knox. Can we just remember that you see how many windows I have in this house? In this room alone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Matt had to install every screen in this house.
37 screens.
37 screens by himself. The builder pretended like he didn't even have the screens.
Yeah.
We had to hunt the screens down ourselves. We found them. Matt found them. Mm-hmm. And they were happy to deliver them to us. They also no longer work with the builder, along with a ton of subcontractors. There's also something in our contract that says we are supposed to be provided documentation showing that all of the subcontractors have been paid in full so that they can't put any liens on our house. And we've had quite a few subcontractors reach out to us and say that they have not been paid at all. So I need help. I need advice. These are small things. There is a laundry list of other things. What would you do?